Alright everybody, it's me, Nutty Nuts. The way to subscribe to my channel is type in Nutty Nuts, N-U-T-T-Y, press the spacebar, N-U-T-T-S, and click one of the videos that I have. Or underneath this one here, click the down arrow to read about it, and then click subscribe. Make sure you click the bell button right to the right. That's the most important thing. But what this video is about is me being honest, trustworthy towards the two true criminals wearing ties, the two persecutors in Marion County, the DRJ, David R. Janes, aka Dirty Rotten Judge. The Dirty Rotten Judge is a malicious, violent, civil rights violator. Everybody. He violated my civil rights so many times within this case, trying to protect himself. And Jeff Freeman and Dirty Rotten Judge, I'm giving you a big warning. You're going to see after I get done talking here into the next video what is going to happen to you when I have you suspended if you make any fuck-ups on my case and not let me have a fair trial by jury on this like I should have 9 years ago. Jeff, you've been pretty nice to me most of the time, but then the only intentional infliction of emotional distress you caused on me was one thing we will not talk about, but the thing I will mention is when I was at your office, you said, "How are you letting something 8 years old bother you? You should just forget about it. Are you not taking medicine?" Well, fuck you. You don't know what post-traumatic stress disorder is. People that have been to war know what it is. People that have been raped know what it is. People that have seen real bad things know what it is. I was 110% not guilty of that, and the Dirty Rotten Judge said I was. There was enough evidence that would have convicted me. Used unlicensed, uncertified people who were not specialists in violation of Federal Evidence Rule 702. Federal rules are above and beyond state rules. The Dirty Rotten Judge should know that. And everybody, what else? I am the #1 hottest guy from West Virginia. I have the #1 nicest house near Fairmont State University. I work the #1 most important job to the United States and the rest of planet Earth. What is that? The Merchant Marines. There is no job more important than that. And how is that? Without us, every car on Earth shuts down, stops, will not move. And nobody else can make it to work because we are the ones in the Gulf of Mexico going to the oil rigs, bringing them supplies to drill for oil and get it back to the U.S. And we are the ones going to the Middle East, loading up tankers and bringing them back to the U.S. with fuel. And without us, every shelf in the American stores goes empty. There will not be nothing for sale because everything we buy comes from India, Taiwan, Indonesia, Japan, somewhere overseas. And all those countries will be bankrupt, have nothing without us. And then we are the ones that move coal through the rivers in Detroit to all the steel mills and make power. And then the second most important job to the United States of America is coal mining. How is that? Without coal miners, 60% of the U.S. goes without power, and there's no steel made on planet Earth to build the Earth with. So those are the two most important jobs to the world. There is no argument on this, and the reason I'm talking about this is because I am the #1 case of the year, 19C1. And WBOY is coming to this one. I've already contacted them. They said just let us know when it's going to be, and they will be there. The First Amendment of the Constitution says that Congress shall never stop press. And they're going to document everything that happened, and I'm going to have Jeff Freeman. I requested a reader on this hearing because there's so much to be read, and I don't want the jury to be thinking that I'm lying about anything, or the media. But I'm going to ask the man who is supposed to put people in prison for committing felonies to read each one of the felonies that Carol Ashburn committed 1, Dana Shea committed 1, the Dirty Rotten Judge committed 3 felonies within this case, and Jeff Freeman, you committed 1 felony. We will discuss that. I'll have my reader read that one, and I'm going to ask each one of you to plead in front of the cameras and the jury that who you're trying to persuade that I did wrong and you are all doing right. I've already contacted top law enforcement of the United States of America on this. They're supposed to be getting involved, because if you fuck around and don't let me get the justice I need to get this off my chest that's been hurting me for 9 years, once you're suspended or once you get out of prison, here's what you're going to deal with every time you're like, I just got a job, I'm so happy. Here's what's going to happen to you, and it's going to be me for the rest of your life doing it, because I'm going to do it to this one right here who false imprisoned my friend for until I see her working at McDonald's or see her washing dishes for a living, because she ain't no better than the person that committed a felony. She's worse than that for abusing her power of authority. And like, for example, people with felonies are not bad employees. Like the one guy that works for me, he's got, I think, 5 felonies from 18-20 years ago when he was a kid, and he's the best worker I have. He listens to everything I say to do and puts up with me, and I come back and look at the work and it's always done perfect, and I don't care about what he did 20 years ago. Now, Dirty Rotten Judge and Jeff Freeman, when I wrote you up in the past, I never sent forth any DVD with me talking, DVD with what happened in the courtroom, all the laws printed that you violated. I'm going to read each one of them and then hold up the evidence in front of the camera and then read it off what it is, and they can play that at the board meeting. Nobody's ever done anything like that before. So that's what's going to happen to you. And if they don't fire you, guess what? I'll contact West Virginia's AIG Insurance and do a claim there for not punishing you the way they should. But I think you understand the point right now, and enjoy the video that comes up right after this one. Also, everybody, subscribe to me, because you're going to see that I am the chosen one in the next upcoming video. It's very crazy video, but it proves that I'm a special person above and beyond all others. Enjoy. Dirty Rotten Judge and Jeff, sit there in your chairs picking your nose, chewing on a pencil, thinking about, are we going to fuck around with Zach and do something wrong on this case, or are we going to let him have justice the way he should with the jury and do the right thing, what our job requires us to do? Everybody, 19C1, go through and read it. How many of my civil rights was violated by the malicious, wounding, and civil rights violator, the Dirty Rotten Judge. David R. Janes equals DRJ equals Dirty Rotten Judge. Your name's Gary Price, the superintendent?
Yes, and what is your name?
My name is Zachary Knotts. Tomorrow I'm going to launch it on my YouTube channel so you can see the interview that I do with the woman. You hired that former judge into the school system. She was fired for making up false accusations and false imprisoning a person. And you're hiring a person into the public school systems that is hostile. She was making death threats to the woman.
A former judge?
Yeah, Sweeney, how do you say her name? Amy Swisher. You know who I'm talking about?
I don't, but I'll find out.
She's a special education teacher, and right now, to let you know, you're being recorded, because tomorrow I am going to interview Heather Evans inside the courthouse, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is Nutty Nuts, N-U-T-T-Y space N-U-T-T-S, and you can watch her interview. She started dating that Amy's ex-husband, and Amy got all jealous, bent out of shape, and went up and made a fake warrant for her arrest, and they false imprisoned her overnight, but luckily she had somebody that bailed her out, and she filed a lawsuit against the state and won. They settled outside of court. And then the public school says she was getting death threats on her phone from this Amy and from other men, and who knows who the men was. They were probably police that the dirty, corrupt justice system of Marion County wanted to put a death warrant on her. so that they could keep Dirty Amy in the judicial system, but the Judicial Investigative Committee fired her, and then you turn around and put a hostile woman like this working with children in a public school system. Are you going to think twice about having this woman work for you? I can bring you the documents to prove that she got fired. They have a new family court judge in there right now.
I certainly will investigate it, yeah, and if you have any documentation you would like to bring forward, you're more than welcome to bring it to my office.
Yeah, that piece of shit should be barred the rest of her life from working for anywhere for what she did. Emotionally, she damaged a woman's life. I've been damaged myself being false imprisoned, and that's all getting ready to go back to court. But I was in for 3 years for something I didn't do 110%. But the dirty judicial system hurt me. And Amy is another victim of Marion County's judicial system. Not Amy. Heather is the victim. Amy is the crime woman. She's the criminal that you hired into your schools, and you're letting a hostile, violent, ignorant, let's see what else, dangerous person work near children. I think she abused her powers of putting a person in jail for dating her ex-husband, and then what can she do to children in there when she gets mad or upset? All the parents that are near that woman, or all the children's parents that are near that woman, should know what she did. Every one of them is going to say, get her out of there.
Well, we certainly will review, and like I said, if you have any additional documentation you'd like to bring in, you can certainly bring it to my office.
Yeah, I could get you the civil case number and all that where she was sued, and then we can find the JIC papers, the Judicial Investigative Committee, where they suspended her. She violated so many federal canon laws as rules that judges have to follow.
Right.
And she violated all them, and now she's desperate and weasels her way into the school system to work near children because she can't work anywhere near adults. She thinks she can abuse children now and suck pay out of the taxpayer system. Anyways, tomorrow, if you subscribe, once you click on one of my videos underneath my name, click the down arrow and click subscribe, and then as soon as you do, click the bell button beside it, and you will see that video of me and Heather tomorrow when I interview her, and she tells the whole story about how that every detail of what Amy did to her and the threats, and then...
I appreciate all the work that you're going to do that part of it, but I would not be able to use that for anything. But if you have documentation, that could be helpful.
Well, we'll get that together. Don't worry about it. Just look at the court system. It's empty. She's not there anymore. That's proof right there. And I'll get it all. Don't worry about that, because I don't want her to have a job there. I'm looking out for children.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Alright, and what is your name again?
Gary Price. I'm the superintendent.
Price, I'll remember that. Yeah, and this has been recorded, so you can't say that I did anything wrong. I'm on my computer watching myself talk on camera.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
And we'll, where is your office at, over by that oval-shaped building?
The old armory.
Yeah. Well,
yes, we bought the old armory, so when you come in the front door, they'll buzz down and see if I'm available, and I most likely will be, so I'm looking at my calendar for a good time.
Well, I have no idea how long it's going to take Heather to get those things together. She might have to contact the JIC down in Charleston and have her mail the complaints and the evidence of that. I don't know if she has that in her possession.
Just call the same number that you called before, because you actually got my secretary's office.
Yeah.
My extension is 111.
Yep.
So you can call me tomorrow sometime. Now, you know, I may be in and out of meetings, so if you miss me a couple times, call back.
Let me write down your extension. Hang on a second.
We'll make time available. You can drop this off to me, okay?
All right. Let me. What's your the main phone number is what, and what is the extension?
304.
Yeah. 367 2100 and extension 111.
Yes.
All right. Sounds good, Price.
Okay. All right. I'll see you tomorrow sometime.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.